Hello everybody and welcome back to Daganronpa. I did look up a guide, so I will be following that to make sure I get this right, because I don't want to screw up and get a bad ending or get an ending before I'm supposed to. So I will be trying to follow this the best I can, but I will be going along with the guide and not trying to read ahead. We already examined the body, so we don't need to worry about that, so we just need to talk to Kyoko.
Hey.
Securing the crime scene? What do you mean? After all, the couple of says destroy the evidence, we're pretty much screwed.
Hey.
Okay, so I don't mind doing it. I don't like having to think anyway. You guys figure out who killed that chick. But Mom to look after the scene. Well, no, we can't just leave them there alone.
What?
What? Why the hell not?
Stop talking.
And obviously the culprit, that's the first thing you would do. I volunteer for God to you in a position to destroy all the evidence you want. What? F you.
So then.
Fine then, I'll stay there on guard to you as well. That way there's no problem. Clear cost. Please depends on the two of them with their stats to surely obey. You won't be able to help investigate. We're putting our faith in the rest of you.
But
Still pretty freaked out, but I'll try. Obviously, you already examined dead body, so we'll talk to Celeste.
oh,
So you finally
What
noticed.
the crap?
I noticed what? Look through the Monokuma file we received. There's something very obvious and very unusual. Huh, what are you talking about? If I take a look and there's anything as to where Sayaka died. She died in Makoto's dorm. Well, she's right. And could it be? All at once, everyone's gaze turned to me. Hold on a second, you got it all wrong. For just one night, I traded rooms with her. Did it because she was afraid. Please believe that? Just tell us the truth. Everyone's eyes had done a complete 180 from just a few minutes earlier. No suspicion and fear returned, in other words. You think I did it?
so then.
Are we all done talking? We need to begin our investigation soon. At this point, we should split up. We need to bottom this and find out who killed Sayaka. We'll have to collect clues to form a foundation, then construct an army to come to the final decision. If we get this wrong,
So,
what I've seen,
actually,
I'd rather you didn't know.
goodbye.
Everyone pray for good luck. That Kyoko heard out of the gym.
Goodbye.
I'll be going too. So Kyoko who's gone before we realized it.
Yo.
Oh yeah, I'm on guard duty, huh? I better head to that scene of the crime. Ah, that's right.
Hey, damn it.
I'm gonna say this right now. If whatever some bitch did this is here right now, and they're thinking of destroying that evidence,
You're fucking dead.
they better not let me find them. I'll skip the trial and cave their goddamn skull in myself. I'm serious. I will F them up. I'm not going to be saying the words as to not get you two mad at me for the first 10 minutes.
So,
We're not safe for anything, you know, and we're gonna investigate a murder? How do you even do something like that?
anyway,
What do we have to do in particular? I already know who killed Sayaka. What are you implying?
this is very suspicious.
It was you. I'm telling you it wasn't me. Don't come any closer. You're gonna kill me next?
So,
Well, I guess it wouldn't hurt to give it a shot. It's not for sure that Makoto is guilty yet. That's true. I might as well at least check, just to check. If I want to, I could help investigate. Wait, why not? Oh, good with blood. Takes one glimpse and I black out.
Yeah?
Well, I don't think anyone was expecting much from you anyway. Alright, I guess I better get going. But okay, you have to hear me out. At this point, everyone already left. The parting looks at me have been filled with suspicion. Does everyone really think I'm the killer? I would turn out like this. They've got it all wrong. Why do they have to suspect me? I have to do something, otherwise everyone will...
Execution is execution. Electric chair. Bzz, bzz, poison gas. Torn apart like a paper plane in a hurricane.
Can't let that happen. You can't let things turn out the way Monoguma wants. All I have to do is find out who really did it. Who really killed Sayaka. Should look through the Monokuma file we got before. Remember Sayaka Maizono, the time of death is estimated to be around 1:30 a.m. I discovered Makoto's room in the dormitory. All evidence suggests that the death took place in the bathroom. Positive to the stab wound to the abdomen, there's also injury to her right wrist. There's a risk appears to have suffered a fracture. Let's look forward, we want to see what happens. This is where we can all survive. Sayaka. Find out how she was killed. Gym. Going right off the guide, so I have to go to Makoto's room now. This is why I should have seen the crime in my room. We won't make any progress with investigating there. Head in my room so Aga's corpse still remains. Aga's gonna stay in my room a little closer. I might reveal something new. These Havoc story I brought back to self-defense. He was using the attack somehow. And plus, it's taken out of the sheath. The head on is the blade loses until it's like now, but I should be surprised it's cold and go too. On top of that, the gold coating has come off at parts of the blade and the handle. And especially is missing a lot of its coating. The coating sticks to you and you just touch it a little bit. Besides that, and the truth bullets. Look, the sword brought back to defense is meaning attack somehow. So it's taken out, so it's just a sheath, but huh? Some scratch on the sheath. It must have been made with something sharp. This sheath gets scratched up in the first place. Even if someone uses sword in a struggle, it doesn't make it sensitive to sheath damage. Attack someone with a sword, the first thing you do is unsheath it. If you like this only get in the way, you can just slide up in the middle of a fight. Why are there scratches on the sheath? There's been gouges on my walls in bed. Evidence of a struggle? Looks like there must have been some kind of fight in my room. And it was right in the other room. If only I heard something.
Wait.
That would not have been possible. Huh? But remember, all rooms are completely soundproof. Something could happen in the room right next to you and there's no way you can know. Perhaps this is another one of Monokuma's strategies, creating an ideal setting for murder. Evidence of struggle to answer the truth section. There goes that. Next is the key. Key in the ground has my name on it, so this must be my room key. If I remember correctly. So we'll have to trade keys. This room we switch keys too, so Aika would have the key here in my room the entire time. Wait, if that's true, then how did the killer get into the room in the first place? Has Aika forgotten to lock the door? No, it seems impossible. Think goes here a second. No matter who it is, don't open your door for anyone. Even if I'm sure it's you, I absolutely won't open it. Otherwise, what's the point of even switching? Saying that there's no way she would have forgotten to lock or open it for any reason. Maybe she dropped the key somewhere and someone else grabbed it or something. Not possible either. Zach was in here when we switched rooms. How scared she was, she wouldn't have gone walking around, so she couldn't have dropped it. How did the killer switching rooms? Gotta check the. Lint row there. I think there's way less than there was before. So I gotta see how dirty my room was. I had to clean up a little. Kugan says that I don't see any reason to use it all. If they get to me, it's mine. I haven't had any reason to open it. And you imagine I need a toolkit like this.
Yo.
Yeah, seriously. Oh, Mondo.
What?
I'm exactly in the mood to be building epic furniture, right? So you haven't used USD then?
What?
Not just me, nobody's busted theirs out yet, as far as I know. Actually, we were talking about it yesterday.
By the way.
None of the guys opened their toolkits yet, because, like, why the hell would we? Toolkit has been added to the Truth Bowl section of your handbook.
By the way.
You know, I realized something while I was on guard duty. The killer could have already destroyed some evidence right before anyone found the body, I mean. There's a trash room here in the dorms, right? Could have tossed some stuff in there. Yeah, it's definitely possible.
You son of a bitch!
A dirty bastard. I'm gonna raise their hand to a woman is scum that deserves death. That's what my brother taught me. Hey, Mondo's got a moral side, I guess. That's good.
Fucking dead.
So if I find the son of a bee that did this, I'm gonna pound his goddamn face in. But if it was a girl that did it,
Yo.
that'll all get sorted out when the time comes. Speak with Kyoko and pursue. Hey, Kyoko. Probably called her name when she was investigating the area, but
What are you doing?
Isn't it obvious?
No, not really.
I'm searching.
Searching? Did you lose a contact or something?
Listen,
Are you a clean freak? No, I don't think so, but what? I have to get to our room one more time.
I see.
Interesting. That's interesting.
Hey,
I just expected there's something very unusual about our room. Unusual? What do you mean?
so...
I searched your floor from one corner to another. I didn't find one single strand of hair. Really?
Indeed.
Not one hair from the victim, not one hair from you, even though you've been living in here. You know, that you mentioned, I noticed something while I was looking around before. I think the lint roll in my room had been used, but I never touched it. Someone have used it too.
I see.
Very interesting. You didn't have a single hair in it, and someone used your lint roll without your knowledge. In other words, someone other than you came in and scrubbed your room clean. But it's Aika the killer?
Well,
That's the question, isn't it? Inside of this door. No, I can't let it get to me. I can't afford to freeze up now. We're going to push panic down and step into the bathroom. I'm glad it's pink, by the way. One guy made a payment clear it wasn't a dream or an illusion. And she lost everything that made her her. Aika. I want us to overcome the dizziness, nausea, and the urge to burst into tears, but I can't hesitate now. Why? Why does Aika have to die? I have to uncover the truth. I have to find out what happened. I wanted to give up, I wanted to collapse, but that thought held me up and supported me. Almost felt I couldn't simply face what I saw, but now I'm starting to think like that. Something I wanted to without a verify what it said about her body. So sure, our star bags and thrust in her stomach, that must have been the killing blow. Whenever they used to kill her, what'd they get? It's really something I should look into later. It reminds me that Sarah's right wrist is broken. It just looks swollen and bloody, that's for sure. Something sort of glittery there on her wrist, too. Her wrist also has something glittery. It really concerns me. The thing that concerns me is it's blood in her index finger, but that's it. Palms of her both hands are totally spotless, so how come only her left finger? Aika's wrist has been added to the tree section in your book. So when she broke her wrist, that must have happened earlier on. I mean, how would her wrist get broken after she'd already been killed? Very possible she broke her wrist during the struggle. But that's Aika in the main room, which is when her wrist got broken. That the killer cornered her in the bathroom, where they inflicted the deadly wound. A little bit there. Press Aika on the wall behind her, and there I saw. What? Written in blood was the numbers 73011. Did you do this? Need the bathroom. You do hear a little bit of echo. It's because I had my TV speakers on, just because I was having a bit of a headache from the headphones. I'm now putting them on, so hopefully there shouldn't be any more, but... excuse me. Just like you found it, right, Makoto? Or at least something written in blood before. There was her final message. That she wrote it with life itself.
Right.
You often talk like an inspiring poet. The numbers she wrote, what do they mean? 11037. I have no idea what could that possibly mean. But sure the numbers make think she wanted to use her body to block them. If she wrote them in that location while she was sitting the way we found her, then she wrote them by only turning her hand toward the wall. Write something in that position, do you know what the result would be? The result?
Well,
Think about it. You're not going to tell me?
Makoto.
Just say the case yourself, although this case will end and you'll remain unconvinced. What you're trying to say is it's obvious you're not going to tell me. Oh my god, it's not numbers, it's Leon. She tried, because obviously she's doing it with her head. Like, try to write the name Leon behind you. It's Leon, because you can see that the areas between the two ones supposedly are there's like a little dried out like bit there. That's supposed to say Leon. Honestly, I have no idea. Well, I know who I should talk to. When it comes to numbers, who better than asking the ultimate programmer? Another thing I wanted to ask you about. Do you know how the door to your bathroom got broken? Broken? I mean, how it gets stuck? Gets stuck? Yeah, 'cause I'm the only one, but the door doesn't fit in the frame quite right. When I first tried to use it, I thought it was just locked. Once you learn the trick, it opens no problem. Bathroom door frame has been added to the truth bullets section of your handbook.
Correct.
So the door doesn't quite fit the frame, huh? Actually, I referred to the broken doorknob. Huh? The doorknob?
That's right.
If you didn't notice, we'll just try closing the bathroom door. I'm sure you'll see right away what I'm talking about. I do what Kyoko said and shut the bathroom door. Huh? The doorknob. What the heck? The door is practically about to fall off. Why is it like this?
It would seem...
So it must have used a screwdriver or something to unscrew it. Whatever it was, obviously it was intentional. It was intentional. Why would someone want to do that?
So...
I can see you're trying to get the door unlocked, ended up breaking the whole thing. So my bathroom doesn't have a lock on it. Well, the girl's bathroom's gonna lock, right? For a while, lost in thought. Apparently, struck with a sudden realization, she shot a question at me.
Just a second.
I have just one more question for you. You mentioned earlier that your bathroom door would get stuck, right? Did you tell anyone about that? Oh, well, I did to Sayaka about it last night when we switched rooms. So they're saying it's only you and Sayaka knew about it. Interesting. The slightest hint of a smirk on her face. The sense that she was really starting to get into all
I
this.
see.
And that clears that up. Oh, what clears what up? I'm so lost.
Goodbye.
Well, see you later. As forgetting I was ever there, she suddenly turned and left the room. Bathroom doorknobs and added to section of your handbook. And I say this, but I've already given my room a good once over. Maybe I should look around somewhere else. So look at where the murder weapon might have come from, and also look at the DVD Sayaka got. With Sayaka, I have no choice to see what myself was in that video. Top of that, I'm sure there are other areas worth checking out too. Maybe I should see what everyone else thinks, if it was to talk to me, that is. Gotta go to the trash room. Sturdy gate here, no way to get past.
Monokuma appears!
It's the end of the line. The trash room is where all the trash in the school eventually winds up. How do you get this gate open?
No, you can't go any further!
No entry beyond this point. Only the person on clean duty is allowed in. Cleaning duty?
No, you can't go any further!
Who's on cleaning duty?
No, you can't go any further! No, you can't go any further!
Trash duty. Door won't budge, must be locked. Huh. Why would anyone do that? According to the truth section of the book. Was there in that video? I wonder what did she see? It might have been directly with the kids, but I'd be working on it anyway. I need to borrow this DVD. Looking for anyone who's on cleaning duty. Cleaning duty? As a matter of fact, that's me. Why do you ask? Travis Monokuma talked to me yesterday and asked you to take care of it. So my cleaning duty, the school will be flooded with trash in no time. So from me, apply for the position. Just when after what happened, I had a chance to get started. Since you're on cleaning duty, you can open the gate in front of the trash room.
Here we go.
Of course, it's my job to gather all the garbage tossed in the trash room. And to do that, they gave me the key to the trash room gate. Supposed to rotate once a week, so eventually you'll be in charge.
Very strange.
Wait, hold on. You need a key to get into the trash room, and the only person on cleaning duty has access to the key. What's going through all that trouble? Why not leave the trash room open all the time so we can throw all the things out whenever we want? It does seem more convenient.
So in other words,
actually, anyone who kills a fellow student and becomes black will graduate unless they are discovered.
so that's it.
That must be why. If anyone can go in and out of the trash room whenever they wanted, destroying evidence would be easy. Through with this clear, things become boring. Boring?
Hey, listen.
Anyway, more important than that.
Bastard.
Hey, fatty, why do you want the cleaning duty gig anyway?
Oh.
I decided to volunteer for something I knew no one else wanted to do. What's the big deal?
You
Liar, I know why you did it.
like
You wanted to kill all the girls' trash, looking for, you know, poking around at it.
There's no way to think
What are you
about
talking
this in a
about?
common
Oh.
sense kind of way.
Oh my god, for 2D. God, he's so cringe.
you know what I mean.
What kinds of trash triggers like that? Maybe you'll get tired of 2D and then turn to...
Completely unforgivable.
I would never get tired of 2D. Just taking a significant amount of time to create 2D and 3D, I voluntarily chose 2D. I only think 3D is good for a shower of love and affection on 2D. Oh, and PVC figures.
Give me a break.
Are we not totally embarrassed to say stuff like that? So worried about Tafumi's questionable morality, there's a very easy solution. If our guy's cleaning duty, Sakura can accompany them from picking up the trash to disposing of it. What?
What?
There's as you say claim, where's the harm in it? That's not how it's supposed to. Anyway, another thing, Tafumi, since you are on cleaning duty, I have a favor to ask of you. What, so now you suddenly want to join my party? Sorry, we haven't triggered that flag yet. I mean, you haven't helped me recover from a past trauma or save a village or beat a boss. Nothing like that, just hoping to get in the trash room and look around.
You.
Oh, okay. So easy. Tafumi and I head down to the trash room. I'm gonna open the gate, wouldn't you? You know, when I look at it, it makes me think. They said he killed his wife to learn how to get by on the inside, but he never stopped dreaming. Get busy living or get busy dying, he said. So him and Rita, they found themselves a way out. Sarah, please just hurry up. Okie dokie, leave it to me. So we can pull the key out of his pocket and use the flip to switch the gate, and then...
Mr. Naegi.
We're missing it.
Doubt.
Not planning to use trash rooms for evidence, are you? You feed, you planned this all along. No! I just want to see if the actual killer tried to destroy any evidence or not. The actual killer is you, isn't it? You want to see if you left anything behind. Wait, maybe a parallel world? Alright, let's just hurry up and keep looking. Considering it's way in the back part of the trash room. It's a good 30 feet from here to the gate. And it's on right now. You see the green and yellow buttons next to the mouth of the incinerator?
Yes, indeed.
Pretty simple settings. Let's you better get it going, the yellow button to turn it off. Thirdly, you'll be on speed duties to make sure you learn before you leave, okay? Ah, someone turned the incinerator on. Richard, the incinerator was off the last time I was down here.
Was it a fairy?
For us, let's look at the fairy. Tafumi, do you realize what you just said? Ah, the fairy? Yeah, you said that the last time you were here, the incinerator was off. It's about that. There can be no mistake. If I've got one thing going for me, it's my memory.
I feel as if.
Yesterday, as soon as I was appointed, I came down and checked the place out. It definitely wasn't on then. I haven't been back to the trash room since then. And since I'm the one who has the key to open the gate, should have possible incinerator to be on, and yet, I mean, someone was able to switch on the incinerator without opening the gate. How is that possible? The truth bullets. Just broken glass got around the floor of the incinerator. Does it use some kind of glass ball just about big enough to fit in the palm of your hand?
Is this perhaps?
Is that? You know what that is? See, if you clicked all 7, a dragon will appear and grant you a single wish. God! I have 7 Dragon Balls behind me. I could tell you they are not made of glass, they are made out of resin. And kidding aside, it's the kind of thing you would see on any big city street corner. I do like that they did a Dragon Ball reference, though. That actually makes me happy. Means that the Daganronpa devs are fans, that's good. Gates to do it and it will show you a glimpse of the future. It's like that Mina girl who was on that quest to find that one guy. That does not help me. Yeah, what are you trying to say? But who did this particular ball belong to? Only one person it could be. Listen to the gym. I better go find out for sure. Shadow Crystal Ball is an add to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook. Is that sleeves? Oh, well.
Yeah.
I pressed the wrong button.
Sit up.
I feel.
Mo-
Peeling on the ground in front of the incinerator. There's a burnt piece of something. Burnt piece? Like a hunk, like a kind of burning love? Hey, this is... It's like a piece of cloth in the shape. Purposely from a button-up shirt. And look at it, it's simply blood on the cup, which means... There's also some of the evidence the killer destroyed, but there are lots of people here with white button-up shirts. There's enough by itself to figure out who the killer is. Burnt shirt piece has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook. The whole thing is quite strange indeed. When I was here last, there was often those flash shards and burnt clothes weren't. Is it all me, Miss Aika? Will you be confessing soon? Why me?
That's it.
Everyone knows you did it. All the mysteries are being solved one by one. Thank you, Senator. What is comic book fantasies? The area? Yes. Next, we want to go to the dining hall, which is... this way. And then, what's her name? The super fit one, whose name I can't remember. Asahina. Hina, are you... Hina, thank you. Are you investigating the dining hall? Oh no, I'm just taking a break. Actually, I've been taking a break since we started. So first me, you know, I don't have the first clue of what I should be doing. I know what you mean. I don't know why, but being in the dining hall helps to keep me calm. So I know I shouldn't, but I've just been kind of hanging around here. To tell the truth, I was doing the same thing last night when Sayaka was killed. To the kitchen. There are all kinds of kitchen knives here, big to small, but so one of them is missing. Was it missing from the very beginning, or does anyone know what's more about it? Talk to Hina again. Hey, did you notice that one of the kitchen knives missing from the dining hall?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, weird time. That was kind of strange. A knife kind of leaves bearing like that. So it wasn't missing from the beginning.
That's right.
No, but last time they're all lined up in a nice, neat row. Then she comes to this, one of them has disappeared.
Well,
When I used to tea in the kitchen last night and all the knives are still there. When I finished my tea and went back to the kitchen to wash my glass, one of the knives was gone. Then next disappeared while you were drinking your tea in the dining hall? Yeah. In other words, you were right there in the dining hall when someone came and took it. You should have say for sure. So everyone didn't come to the dining hall. You could tell everyone I didn't come to the dining hall that night. Which proves I didn't take it. Aoi's account has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook. Hey, by the way, did you really kill Sayaka? What? Of course not, I would never. Hina, do you really think I murdered her?
I mean,
Well, she was killed in your room, right? So, I mean, you guys are supposed to be friends, right? But you still killed her. Alright, and two people becoming good friends, then one killing another is a classic drama setup. So when you consider everything together, I honestly have no idea. Probably because I didn't do it, you dimwit. Speak with Yashihiro in the gym. I know using a guy, yada. Rada. We actually want to go gym. Gym is technically this way, no? Yes, it is this way. Hey, Hero, can I ask you something? I gotta get it now. I've had enough. Gotta break free. Hero, snap out of it. Makoto, what are you doing here? What? Damn, does this look familiar? Huh? That's my crystal ball. It's all smashed. What the hell?
The heck?
My body, because I said it was blessed. It was unbreakable. So how did it break? Was it actually made of glass and not crystal? Did that guy totally do me? So it belonged to the pillars of history. Genghis Khan, George Washington, Napoleon. The hero controlled that crystal ball, controlled the world. Was that seriously all BS? Let's put that aside for now. So you can say without doubt this belonged to you. Yeah, that's mine for sure. I forgot in the laundry room last night. Someone must have come by and snatched it. Left it in the laundry room. That means anyone could have found it and taken it. Jack crystal ball been updated in the Street Gold section handbook this year. That's all I want to know. Sure. By the way, I'm also afraid to ask, but how much did you pay for that thing? I said for fortune telling for 2 full years. You must be like $1 million. $1 million? That's pretty cheap, actually. I mean, considering it gives you power to control the world. It's just too stupid. I can't feel bad for him. Yeah, no, I don't blame him. Go to the AB room next. Duties, see what's on the DVD. Duties, I can throw through in the garbage. Just identify on the screen, put the DVD in the player. Push play and the screen is dark for a few seconds, but then... Recently appeared looking at some kind of concert, and sitting on stage front and center was a face I recognized all too well, Sayaka. She stared along the love friend she had been so important to her. She was positive and glowing there in front of the crowd so full of life. Seeing that image made it even harder to accept that she was dead. They started to blur and darken, and then that voice I come to despise so much began to float out of the speakers.
Zono, the ultimate pop sensation, lead singer for a world-famous all-girl pop band. For these girls, the glowing spotlight only made them that much more beautiful. But then...
So the screen went dark, and in the next moment, something I can hardly believe. What the... Sayaka disappeared from the stage and was now in ruins. I even noticed more than that. It's because the other girls all been simply collapsed.
This ultra-successful team suddenly fell apart. None of them will ever perform on stage again. None of them will ever feel the warmth of the spotlight. For Sayaka, there's simply nowhere for her to return to. So here's the billion-dollar question. What, oh what, could have caused the group to go to pieces?
The answer after graduation. That warned the video cut off. What the hell? That wasn't real, right? Super famous popular, everyone knows who they are. Trying to say he was able to get to them? Really have everyone in the outside world must be going crazy. What kind of person would take things this far?
I'm getting tired of waiting. What say we just get started, It's time for the long-awaited class trial! Now then, allow me to appoint a proper location for the proceedings. Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon!
If you're on the first floor, that's where I should go. No, where I have to go. You're late, Makoto. We've all been waiting for you. But you're afraid you'll be discovered as the murderer you are.
Listen to me.
It's subjectively just yes, say that for the class trial. We can all reveal the details of Makoto's crime. I really like to think I did it, but... I didn't do it. Me and Saega both knew that all too well. Then who is the killer? One who murdered Saega. Is it really one of us?
Is everyone here? Okay then. Please board the elevator in front of you, which will transport you to the courtroom, where all your fates will be decided. I'll meet you all down there. I'll be waiting.
Just get on this elevator.
Well then.
Let us begin.
Yes, indeed.
Good idea.
Hey,
Are you scared? No, scared isn't quite right. Therefore, it's up to you to uncover the mystery surrounding this case yourself. If you don't, you never come to grips with the truth. For the truth, Sayaga's death. I didn't need someone else to tell me to do that. Sayaga's honor. I'm sure I'll find out who the real killer is. His voice trying to give myself courage. I turned from the decision toward the elevator. As each step forward, I feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. Everyone else was already on the elevator when I finally stepped on. The doors closed, the elevator started to move. I feel like it happened again where I got the screenshot right as the text bubble popped up. So I'll probably try and grab it in editing. Notice how a death row it feels when the time finally comes. Let me see real quick. Yeah, right when the text popped up, of course it was.
oh,
And that isn't more like Fenton waiting to receive his judgment. I just realized I'm actually technically not on D&D, so give me 1 second. Obvious to our shared anxiety, the elevator lured us further and further into the bowels of the school. You finally arrived! I think, does it feel like a real courtroom? It's like a Hollywood movie set, right? It's total shit.
Well now.
Okay, everyone find your assigned seats and sit down. Hurry up now, hurry up! Then we found our seats. These are arranged in a giant circle. I set up so that everyone can see everyone else. Doesn't mean it's for anyone to transfer attention on ease onto anyone else. The air seemed to grow as we sat there. So the curtain on our first case opened. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal. A deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly case. A deadly class trial. Yes. Struggle, replica source, switching with toolkit. Flying message. Door frame. With the doorknob, door nameplate, switch, kitchen knife, Airways account, crash duty, incinerator, burnt shirt piece, got a crystal ball. Huh.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, Then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
And the killer really is one of us, right?
Of course.
Okay then. Everyone, close your eyes. And whoever did it, raise your hand.
Don't be a goddamn idiot. Why the hell would they raise their hand?
Before we move on and start the trial, can I ask a question real quick? What's going on with those pictures?
I'd feel awful if they got left out just because they died. Friendship penetrates even death's barrier. Friendship penetrates?
Okay, but what about that other empty seat? There were only 15 of us to begin with, so why are there 16 seats?
Oh, no reason. It's just that our little courtroom here can technically fit up to 16 people. Okay, that about does it for the preamble. Get ready to get started. First up is the case summary. Now, let the class trial begin.
We have to get in the debate to decide who we think the killer is. I haven't found anything I noticed I had to be ready to speak up about everything. This is just about me, everyone's lives are on the line. Your first non-stop debate is about to begin. Would you like to hear more? Absolutely, please. In regards to each class trial, you will engage in a number of non-stop debates. These discussions characters speak one after another without a pause. It's up to you to have any lies or contradictions buried within their statements. This means you'll have to use your truth bullets to refute what they say. Any relevant truth bullets you found during your investigation will be loaded in the truth cylinder. It's left safe to aim it and fire with the Y button. For session, each character's statements use truth bullets to blast the right ones. If you run out of time, you will automatically fail, so please be careful. This menu button during these arguments to give you the controls. Well, good luck and have fun.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono.
Yeah, we know that part already.
And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
In the bathroom. So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
No, that's wrong. Just a second, Chihiro. Try to remember how my room looked. With the way things had been damaged, I think we can definitely assume there was a struggle.
A struggle? Between who and who?
Between Sayaka and the killer, of course.
So you're saying Sayaka wasn't caught by surprise in the bathroom? She must have been attacked in the main room first. Then she ran to the bathroom to try and hide. The killer followed her in, and that's where they finished the job.
That much should have been obvious after taking one look at the scene. It shouldn't even need explaining.
Sorry.
Okay, so what's next?
Next is the subject of the murder weapon.
Wow, this is starting to sound like a real trial.
These different moves used to kill Sayaka.
So what was used to kill her?
There was some kind of sharp object thrust into her stomach. Without a doubt, that is the murder weapon.
So the killer used some random knife they had on him.
No, that's wrong. No. I do think it was a knife, but not just any knife. I'm almost positive it was a kitchen knife.
Huh? A kitchen knife?
After the murder, we discovered that one of the knives from the kitchen was missing.
Which means that knife must be the murder weapon.
Oh, yeah. I guess that makes sense. You could sort of see the weapon sticking out of her stomach. And if you look real close, I could totally see that being a kitchen knife.
Okay, so the murder weapon was a kitchen knife, but where does that get us?
I mean, we all know Makoto killed her, right?
That's right. Makoto's room was the scene of the crime. What more proof do you need?
Hold on a second.
Let's draw our conclusions after we've presented our arguments. Otherwise, what's the point of the trial?
Well, we can talk all we want. It's not going to change that conclusion.
I don't think that's true at all. I'm sure if we keep at it, something new will reveal itself.
You really believe that?
Somewhere in the safe rest, I think it's damn well not the killer. There's more to learn about non-stop debates. I'd like to learn more. Absolutely, I want to know everything. Concentrate by honing down the right bumper. By concentrating, time will slow down so you can pay close attention to what everyone's saying. Top of that, steady your aim, making it easier to target potential weak spots. Concentrate this consumes focus gauge, and if this gauge empties, you can't concentrate. Move to recover over time, so let your brain take a rest and need a rush. But good luck and have fun.
So I guess there's no question that the kitchen knife was the murder weapon. But where does that get us?
Makoto must have taken it from the kitchen, right? He did it in secret. Nobody was in the...
No, that's wrong. Okay, wait. Hold on. I didn't take the knife from the kitchen.
Next, you're gonna say you're not the killer, right? Go ahead and say it all you want.
Well, what if I have a witness? What do you think, Hina?
Huh?
Remember what you were telling me earlier?
Well, I went to go get some tea from the kitchen last night and all the knives were still there. When I finished my tea and went back to the kitchen to wash my glass, one of the knives was gone. So you're saying the knife disappeared while you were drinking your tea in the dining hall? Yeah.
Just to be perfectly clear, the knife disappeared while you were in the dining hall, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
And at any point while you were there, did you ever see me come into the dining hall?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, he definitely wasn't there.
The knife disappeared while Hina was in the dining hall, but I wasn't there the entire time. In other words, there's no way I could have taken the knife.
Okay, then what about this? What if the idiot swimmer girl and Makoto are in on it together and lying to protect each other?
Idiot swimmer girl? Oh, and more importantly, why would I get involved in something like that?
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
So you ask, and so I shall answer. Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
So in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
But what if they did work together and they just didn't know about the rule?
Good grief! Enough already! No, okay? There are no accomplices in this case! Oops! Did I say that out loud?
Anyway, I didn't go to the dining hall, and I didn't take the knife, so I'm not the killer.
Okay, so then, who did take the knife? Hina seems the obvious candidate. After all, she just said she was in the dining hall. No way! I swear it wasn't me!
Sure, but can you or anyone else prove that?
I can.
That's right! Sakura was with me the entire time I was drinking my tea.
I hate to have to ask, but just to be sure, Sakura's...
Me.
Right.
But then, couldn't either one of them have grabbed the knife?
Actually, no. Because, well...
Just spit it out already.
I stayed in Hina's room last night.
I got so scared thanks to those creepy videos. I wasn't really thinking, I just asked her to stay over. Which means we have airtight alibis.
You stayed over? Doesn't that violate one of the school regulations?
We're not allowed to sleep anywhere but the dorms. But it doesn't say we have to stay in our assigned room, so I don't think that's a problem.
It is a problem! A boy and a girl spending the night together? It's unwholesome!
But I'm a girl.
You are? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry!
But if it wasn't either of you, then what other possibility is there?
Actually, there is one other possibility. Right, Hina?
Oh, yeah, that's true. One other person did come to the dining hall while we were there.
Why didn't you say so in the first place?
Well, because they're not here anymore.
Who's not here? Are you talking about?
Aika. She's the one who came to the dining hall. And then later, she wound up dead.
Sayaka? Because the person who took the knife from the kitchen was...
I got it! Then, Sayaka is the one who took the knife?
That's the only possibility. And thinking back on it, she was acting kind of unusual. When she came into the dining hall, she didn't even look at us. She just went straight to the kitchen. As she left, she said she just wanted a drink of water. But most likely...
Then the person who took the knife was the victim herself.
I'm sure she just took it for self-defense.
So you're saying the knife she took was then taken from her, and she was killed with it? In that case, you may not have taken the knife, but you still could have killed her.
What?
See? He did do it after all.
No, you're wrong.
So, that's how you would twist the argument and send us all off in the wrong direction? You possess a most terrifying talent.
There's something gonna blame me for the murder. They understand if they convict me, everyone's gonna die.
Hold on. It's still too early to decide conclusively that Makoto is the killer, wouldn't you say? Because you see, if the room did belong to the killer, then they did something most bewildering. And until we unravel that little mystery, you simply can't declare that he's the killer.
Bewildering? What the hell are you talking about?
Something was missing from the scene of the crime that by all rights should have been there. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
I'd like to hear more. Absolutely! There's no doubt the Hammock will eventually take place. The point of this is to reveal an important phrase related to the incident in question. There's its phrase in the letters flying around, and the letters already known. The phrase is shooting down the flying letters in the right order. Use the left stick to aim and press the Y button to shoot the desired letters. Shooting the wrong letters, you'll suffer damage to your influence gauge. If this gauge is 0, you run out of time, you fail. And good luck and have fun. If something is...
Now I understand. That's right. There wasn't a single hair on the floor.
So, the culprit removed some evidence?
Yes. And if I were the culprit, why would I need to get rid of all the hair in my own room? It wouldn't be unusual at all to find my hair at the crime scene if the crime scene is in my room.
The reason all the hair was gone was to remove any trace that Sayaka had ever been there. That makes sense, does it not?
No. If that were the case, they would have had to do something about the body itself, not just her hair.
Ha ha ha! Yes, very true, very true.
Okay, then why wasn't there any hair on the ground?
The killer got rid of it all, of course, to remove any trace that they had ever been there.
Wait, then that means...
Precisely. It's simply beyond reason to believe that the room's owner and the killer are one and the same.
Then Makoto isn't the culprit?
Are you sure we can decide something so important based solely on the absence of some hair?
No. There are other reasons that prove why Makoto couldn't have done it.
I would like to hear these reasons.
Do you remember anything remarkable about the bathroom at the scene? Sayaka was attacked in the main room first, then fled into the bathroom, right?
Yeah, then they ran after her, got into the bathroom, and stabbed her.
And how did the killer get into the bathroom? Did they have any trouble with it?
What do you mean?
It's fairly certain that the killer had some trouble getting into the bathroom. There was clear evidence left behind. Do you remember, Makoto?
Because looking in the bathroom, the evidence proves that it is. Looks like the killer broke.
I got it! Evidence that the killer had trouble getting into the bathroom. You're talking about the doorknob, right?
Huh? The doorknob? What doorknob?
The doorknob for my bathroom. It was completely broken. See how the top part was unscrewed? And the doorknob's about ready to fall off?
Oh, yeah, true. But what does it mean?
In trying to bypass the lock, they ended up nearly removing the entire doorknob. This is another most bewildering act for the room's owner. It proves Makoto is beyond suspicion.
So what? You're saying he wouldn't break the door in his own room? But if the only choice you have is to break it, you break it. There's nothing bewildering about it.
You still don't see? Okay, then let's take another look at how the incident unfolded. Hopefully that will help you understand.
Bewildering act. I almost didn't notice first, but that is the key point here. You want to learn about non-stop debates. You'd like to hear more? Absolutely! I want to make sure I know everything. Our weak spots start going up. No matter how many weak spots, there's essentially only one line of contradiction in that debate. Trying to say is not all weak spots you see are necessarily false. You're told on the wrong one, not only fail to refute what they said, but also lower your trust of everyone in your influence gauge will take damage. It's important because if your influence gauge is 0, you fail. Rely on your own logic to determine which weak spots are usually actually lies of contradictions. Well then, good luck and have fun.
The incident took place in Makoto's room. Sayaka was first attacked in the main room. She then fled into the bathroom.
Then the killer ran after her. And they got into the bathroom.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door, because Sayaka had locked it.
And finally, the culprit had Sayaka cornered.
Fuck! I missed.
And to finish the job, they stabbed her with the kitchen knife.
It was you, wasn't it, Makoto? Admit it. We already know the answer.
The incident took place in Makoto's room. Sayaka was first attacked in the main room.
When Leon's just talking, I'm gonna slow down.
She then fled into the bathroom.
Then the killer ran after her. And they got into the bathroom.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door, because Sayaka had locked it.
And finally,
Fudge!
Sayaka cornered.
And to finish the job, they stabbed her with the kitchen knife.
It was you, wasn't it, Makoto? Admit it. We already know the answer.
The incident took place in Makoto's room. Sayaka was first attacked in the main room. She then fled into the bathroom.
Then the killer ran after her. And they got into the bathroom.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door, because Sayaka had locked it.
Got it.
No, that's wrong. The reason my bathroom didn't open wasn't because it was locked. After all, the girls' rooms are the only ones with locking bathrooms, right?
Yes. Yes. Now that you mention it, that is true.
Then why didn't your bathroom door open?
Because it was stuck.
Huh? What are you talking about?
My bathroom door doesn't fit in the frame quite right. Monokuma over there can testify to that.
Yup, true as true can be. But you know, you're supposed to be the ultimate lucky student, right? But to have such a cruddy door, that's not lucky at all.
So the reason the door didn't open was just because it was stuck. But the killer didn't know that and assumed it was locked. So they tore apart the doorknob to get in.
Okay, but then why would the killer even think the door was locked in the first place? Everyone should have known you can't lock any of the boys' bathrooms.
The killer could easily make that mistake, thanks to one important detail about the scene of the crime.
I got it! The killer must not have realized that it was my room.
What? Are you saying the culprit didn't even know where he was?
And yet, he's absolutely right.
Say what?
Well, to be more specific, what the killer didn't know was that Makoto and Sayaka had switched rooms, which is what led to the misunderstanding about the bathroom. If Sayaka had been in her own room,
Then there would have been a lock on the door, and they would have had to break through.
So they had no idea how unnecessary their actions were.
ultimately, we can't know if it came open by force or simply by accident. But the killer must have been considerably confused, with no idea how they actually got the door opened.
Regardless, it was a pointless act. Wasting time trying to break down a door that wasn't locked is...
Definitely something I wouldn't do, since I would have known exactly why it wasn't opening, right?
That is a definite possibility.
So the killer would have to be someone who didn't know they'd switched rooms?
Then Makoto couldn't have done it.
So they're trying to tell you.
Okay, then who did do it?
I'm sorry, but I give up! Quit without saving!
But what happens if we can't decide on who we think did it?
Well then, why don't we just vote right now? Majority rules!
Majority rules? Do you really think that's a good idea?
Yeah, our necks are on the line here. Someone seriously needs to do something. For serious.
Does no one have any other thoughts or questions? It does not matter how trivial they may seem.
Oh, as a matter of fact, I do have one question.
Oh, you...
You don't gotta sound so disappointed.
It's fine, it's fine. Just ask your question.
Oh yeah. Okay, so, well, I was just wondering, how did the culprit get into Makoto's room in the first place?
Yes. How did the killer get inside?
Maybe Sayaka just dropped the key somewhere and the culprit picked it up. That's possible, right?
I don't think so. That seems way too convenient.
Then maybe someone picked the lock?
Negative! If you remember, Monokuma made it quite clear that the locks are all unpickable.
Fine. How about this? The killer got in the easy way. They could have knocked and said they wanted to talk or something, and Miss Maizono just let him in.
No, that can't be it either.
Oh, trying to argue against me? Sounds like someone doesn't know his place. Hello? Why exactly can't that be it?
I see something in particular because of how frightened she was. That's the answer right there. You're saying let someone in because...
I got it! Because Sayaka was already scared, remember? That's why she asked me to switch rooms in the first place.
No matter who it is, I'm opening your door for anyone. Even if I'm sure it's your episode one opens, otherwise that's the point of even switching.
Knowing what she'd been through, I just can't believe she would have opened the door for anyone.
What if her being scared was a lie?
Huh? What the hell is that supposed to mean? Why would she lie about something like that?
I know you don't want to consider it, but look at this and tell me. Can you still deny the possibility?
Something I want to talk to you about, just us two. In 5 minutes, come see me in my room. Check the nameplates and make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
I found a notepad during my search, and I shaded in the top sheet with a pencil. And these are the words that appeared.
Oh man! I've totally seen people do that on detective shows. When you write, it can leave an imprint. Sketch over the next sheet of paper, and you can see the words. When I saw that, I was like, holy crap! I better make sure I rip the paper out before I use it from now on.
It's a pretty old-fashioned technique, but even the classics can be surprisingly useful sometimes. Oh, and I should also mention, I found the notepad on the desk in Makoto's room.
Huh?
Which means only someone who had been in Makoto's room before the incident could have written it.
Then either it was Makoto who lived there, or Sayaka who switched rooms for a single night.
So, Makoto, did you write this?
No, I didn't.
Of course you didn't, because the note also bears a perfectly legible signature. Sayaka's signature.
That note, Sayaka wrote it?
But why? Why would she write that?
The note was likely her way of getting in touch with a certain someone. She must have slid it under their door to let them know she wanted to meet with them in secret.
If you got an invitation like that from the ultimate pop sensation, what young man could resist?
Of course, I'm only into 2D, so it wouldn't have any effect on me.
But can we be sure anyone even got this note? And honestly, even if they did, I do not think they are at all involved in what happened.
Huh? What makes you say that?
Would you like to hear what I have to say? Very well then. Pay attention.
Alright, another one of these. Gotta make sure I get it right.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct? But in the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says, my room.
I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
Exactly. The room that Makoto was staying in. So in other words, even if someone did read the note and did what it said, they would not have any connection to what happened.
It certainly would seem that way.
I missed it
switched rooms, correct? But in the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says, my room.
I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
Exactly. That Makoto...
No, that's wrong. The nameplates on Mai and Sayaka's rooms got switched.
They got switched?
That's right. The nameplates got switched, just like the rooms themselves. As a result, the nameplate on Sayaka's room actually had Makoto's name. And the nameplate on Makoto's room had Sayaka's.
So what you're saying is, the room Sayaka was staying in was actually marked as her room.
Then, if someone did do what the note said, they would end up at Makoto's room where Sayaka was.
Plus, their rooms are right next to each other, so switching the nameplates would be no problem. And the one who switched the names was... Well, of course it wasn't you, right, Makoto?
Right.
Okay, then who did it?
I got it! Me and Sayaka were the only ones who ever knew about us switching rooms. So the only other person besides me who would even know to switch the nameplates was Sayaka.
You can also infer as much from her note. She specifically tells the reader to check the nameplate. She would only have written that if she knew the nameplates had been switched.
But why would she switch them in the first place?
She wanted someone to come to the room she was in, and also hide the fact that it was Makoto's room.
What?
Inviting someone to your room, but not telling them you'd switched rooms. Why would anyone do that?
To understand that, we first need to understand what happened after she invited the person into the room. That's where the answer lies.
What happened then was probably whoever she invited over came in and attacked her. We figured it out. We know who did it. Whoever she invited over is the culprit.
But we still don't know who it is, you goddamn idiot.
Sayaka fought with her killer there in the room, yes? Perhaps the answer to our previous question lies in that initial struggle.
Yes, I think you're right.
Then we just have to figure out what happened during the fight, right?
That reminds me. There was a replica sword at the murder scene. Was that perhaps used during the fight?
Oh yeah. What's the deal with that sword?
Sayaka suggested I should hold on to it. I thought it might come in handy if I had to defend myself. It seems pretty likely that the killer used it to break Sayaka's right wrist.
How the hell could you possibly know that's what broke her wrist?
I got it! All you have to do is take a good look at her broken wrist, and it should become pretty clear. Right there where her wrist is all swollen. There's something glittery there. See?
Is that gold?
It sure is. Specifically, the gold coating from the replica sword. You barely have to touch that stuff, and it'll stick right to you. And there's some on her wrist because...
I got it! Because she got hit with the sword, right there on her wrist!
I see. And so the truth draws ever closer.
All right, then it's about time to solve this mystery.
Getting used to these non-stop debates. Starting with the next debate, it'll start loading multiple truth bullets in your truth cylinder. Just like with the weak spots, only one of those bullets can actually refute the proper statement. In other words, from here on out, you'll have to combine the right truth bullets with the right weak spots to refute each statement. In the wrong combination, you'll take damage to your bullets. Just let Puppet rotate the cylinder, choose which bolt to fire. Logic is set to kind through boats to be loaded to the cylinder. For his purposes, the logic will be set to mean. Good luck and have fun.
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based
No, that's wrong. Actually, no. I don't think the fight started with the sword.
Why not?
Because the sword's sheath had been scratched. See? There's a gash in it. Like someone cut into it with something sharp.
Something sharp? You mean like the kitchen knife? That was the only sharp thing found at the scene.
Stop jumping ahead. Slow down and explain it so I get what the hell's going on.
If the sword was used first, there wouldn't be any explanation for the scratch on the sheath. If you were going to attack with the sword, you'd take it out of the sheath first, right?
That's true. With the sheath on, it'd be heavy and bulky and useless as shit.
Okay, so how did the sheath get damaged?
If they got attacked with the kitchen knife, maybe they grabbed the sword as a defensive impulse. In that situation, there wouldn't be any time to actually unsheath the sword.
So you're saying the sword was initially used to defend against an attack from the knife?
Which means whoever had the kitchen knife was the one who attacked first.
I think I get it. So here's how it all played out. The culprit came in, found the kitchen knife hidden there somewhere. Then they took the knife and attacked Sayaka before she knew what was happening. So she grabbed the sword to defend herself. But then the culprit took that from her too. Then, after they broke her wrist with the sword, they took the knife and finished it.
Sorry, but I don't think Sayaka used the sword to defend herself.
What? How the hell can you not think that?
Because she never held the sword at all. There's a certain part of her body that makes this clear.
I got it! You're talking about her palms, right? The palms of her hands were perfectly clean, so I don't think she ever picked up the sword.
How can you know that just by looking at her palms?
Like I said before, the gold coating on that sword comes right off. All you have to do is touch it. In fact, if you look, you'll notice that a lot of the gold has already come off the handle. It's safe to assume that's because whoever used the sword got some of it on their hands. There's really no way she could have picked it up and come away completely clean.
Maybe she washed her hands after she escaped into the bathroom.
Sorry, but I don't think so.
Why do you say that? Is it because you think I'm ugly?
No, that's not it at all. I got it! According to the Monokuma file, Sayaka's time of death was around 1:30 a.m. In other words, at nighttime. And the water in the bathroom shuts off at nighttime, right?
Oh, I didn't know that. Actually, I haven't taken a shower here yet.
Oh, my.
You're no different. You smell like a big, fat, ugly donkey.
I'm not sure whether to take that as an insult or a compliment.
An insult, obviously.
So anyway, if Sayaka never touched the sword, then that means the killer is the only one who used the sword. But hold on. If that's right, then the one who damaged the sheath with the kitchen knife...
I got it! Sayaka? She had the kitchen knife?
But we already said that the attack started with...
The person with the knife attacked first, and the sword was used as an impromptu defense.
Then the one who attacked first was...
Sayaka?
Now do you understand? She wasn't a blameless victim in this.
No, far from it. It's almost as if she'd been planning to commit a murder of her own. She took the knife from the kitchen, then invited the culprit to the room she was staying in. And if it's true that she had the kitchen knife and attacked without provocation...
Indeed. These are all the actions of an assailant.
Which brings up another point. Makoto, Sayaka was the one who suggested you two switch rooms, correct? Maybe the reason she wanted to switch rooms was so that she could pin the crime on you. That is a possibility, is it not?
Sayaka wanted to... on me?
That would also explain why she would switch the nameplates. She wanted to get whoever she had targeted to come to Makoto's room where she was staying. And by committing the murder there, instead of her room, that would implicate Makoto. But for that to work, the target had to be lured out while still keeping the room swap a secret. If the target knew she had switched rooms, they would have become suspicious right away.
So all that's why she switched the names?
But doesn't that plan seem a little risky? For one thing, even if her plan worked, Mr. Naegi would just tell everyone they'd switched rooms.
I don't know. I'm not sure our soft-hearted Makoto is capable of that kind of cutthroat behavior. I'm sure Sayaka realized the same thing, which is why out of all of us, she asked him to switch rooms.
Plus, she was the ultimate pop sensation. A totally forgettable kid. Or a national superstar. Who are you more likely to believe?
Wait, then you're saying she had this all planned out?
Holy shit!
But in the end, her plan backfired. She launched her attack with the knife, then found herself under attack in turn. That must be when her wrist got broken, and she was forced to drop the knife.
I'm trying not to talk too much because there actually is some voice acting here, so I'm not letting my dumbass get over their voices, so.
The tables were suddenly turned on her, and she died at the hands of the one she'd planned to murder.
Just hold on. That can't be true. Because...
Hey! You guys have totally derailed the argument. You're being super boring right now. Come on, hurry up and decide who did it. Wouldn't it be awful if I had to punish you all just because you ran out of time?
Oh yeah, we gotta decide who we think did it.
Makoto, right now you just need to concentrate on figuring out the answer to this mystery. If we can't uncover who murdered Sayaka, it's over for all of us.
There's one more thing.
It's easy just to say, hey, decide who did it. But there just aren't any more clues.
No, that's wrong. There still might be one clue left. Sayaka's dying message.
Dining? Wait, what did you say?
The dying message. She wrote something on the wall behind her, remember? 11037. Written in her own blood. There must be a clue about the killer hidden in there.
Well, before we get too far into that, I need to ask, can we really be sure that Sayaka is the one who wrote it?
I got it! Her left index finger had blood on it. That could only be because she used that finger to write the message.
I see. She broke her right wrist during the fight, so she'd have to use her left hand to write.
Sure, I think we can all agree Sayaka wrote it. But still, what the heck do those numbers mean? 11037?
Hey, Chihiro, you're a computer nerd or whatever, right? You should know all about numbers and shit.
No, that's not... Yes, I'm a programmer, but I don't see any kind of meaning in these numbers.
Of course. It's because they're not numbers.
Oh, yeah, it looks like...
Huh? What?
No, it's just, look at the numbers, assuming they're not numbers. Don't these first two, 1, 1, look less like two numbers and more like one letter?
Ah, you're right. The connecting line is barely there, so I assumed it was 1, 1, but looking at it now, you could also read it as an N.
Whoa, you might have finally just said something worth a shit.
Our little gray cells are really getting excited now.
But even if that really is an N037, doesn't make any more sense than before.
Rotate the image 180 degrees.
Oh my god. Now I see. She wrote down the killer's name.
Huh? You just shot past the clue part and right onto who did it.
So, whose name did she write?
Here's my answer. The key to solving this mystery was simply to rotate the writing 180 degrees. If you turn the message around, it becomes the letters L-E-O-N. L-E-O-N. Or more accurately, Leon.
What the hell are you talking about? It's just a coincidence. It's just a bunch of random squiggles that happen to look like my name.
No, it's not random at all. She wrote that message on the wall behind her as she was leaning up against it. In that position, she couldn't move to write normally, and had to write upside down, as it were. And as a result, when you look at it standing in front of her, it ends up getting flipped. Try it for yourself if you want. Write something sitting like her, and the letters will be inverted.
That sounds like one hell of a stretch to me. I'm the killer? You can't just go and say shit like that.
If you're not the killer, then why did you try to destroy the evidence?
Huh?
You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The evidence Leon tried to get rid of?
I got it! You mean the burnt shirt piece I found laying on the ground by the incinerator, right?
As the killer stabbed Sayaka, they must have gotten some of her blood on them. And to dispose of the shirt covered in the victim's blood, they threw it into the incinerator.
But one piece burned off and got left behind.
And the killer didn't notice. If they had, they most certainly would have panicked. Isn't that right, Leon?
But is one scrap of fabric enough to conclude that Leon is guilty?
Yeah, I mean, Leon's not the only one wearing a white button-up.
That's right. There are plenty of other people here with shirts like mine. With just that one little charred piece, there's no way you can say for sure who it belongs to.
You're right. That alone isn't enough. But there are some other points that may reveal the truth.
Are you finally starting to understand? The answers to all the riddles are right here.
Yeah, I think so. I got it! If you look closely at how the shirt was disposed of, we should be able to figure out who the killer is.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I think I know what you're gonna say. You can't reach the incinerator without opening the gate in front of the trash room, right? And obviously, you wouldn't be able to hit the switch to turn it on either. You need the key to get in, and the one with the key was the person on cleaning duty. So the killer had to be whoever was in charge of taking care of the trash, right?
Interesting.
The key to the trash room. Whoever was on cleaning duty must have had it, right?
So the only one who could get to the incinerator was the person in charge of the trash?
And you'd have to get close to the incinerator.
No, that's wrong. Hold on. I think I know how someone could dispose of the evidence without using the trash room key.
But if you can't get past the gate, you couldn't possibly turn on the incinerator, could you?
Yes, you could. If you used this.
What is it, some kind of glass ball? It's busted to hell.
Actually, it was supposed to be a crystal ball, but...
But how would you use it?
I got it! The killer simply took aim at the incinerator switch and threw the ball through a gap in the gate. All they had to do was hit that switch, and the incinerator would come to life.
Someone threw a gap in the gate?
Remember what you said before, Hifumi? Hifumi had the key, so the only way the incinerator could have been turned on without his knowledge was because the killer was able to hit the switch without opening. Once they got in the incinerator going, all they had to do was ball up the shirt and toss it in.
Hey, come on! What the hell is this?
All you have to do is look at the scene to know that the killer never actually went inside the trash room. The shards of broken glass, the incinerator left running, the piece of shirt that escaped the fire. If the killer had been on cleaning duty, the evidence would have been taken care of much more thoroughly.
Wait, no, just hold on.
But the distance from the gate to the incinerator has to be at least 30 feet, right? The pinpoint accuracy you'd need to throw a glass ball that far and hit something that small. Could someone really do that?
That's right. There's no way. It'd be impossible.
Difficult, absolutely. Impossible? I don't think so. Because the killer is... I got it! Because the killer is the ultimate baseball star. Isn't that right, Leon?
Do you have any idea how stupid you sound right now?
A target 30 feet away would surely be little challenge for the ultimate baseball star.
You can't be serious. I'm not the killer! These goddamn shipper brains have got it all wrong, I'm telling you!
You still won't admit it? Okay then, Makoto, go ahead and review the incident one more time to make his crime perfectly clear. And with that, we can end this.
Listen to me! What the hell do you mean, end this?
Say what you want, Leon. But all the questions have been answered, and the truth has been revealed. Now here's what happened.
Yes, I do actually want to make sure I don't fuck this up. In case one last time would have been the class trial and as a closing argument. So to give a complete summary of the case. Not to reproduce the flow of events for the case in the form of a comic book. However, you'll notice in the comic there are a number of missing pieces missing that you complete the comic using the truth panels. So taking the missing section and press the A button. Holy cow, you get a hint that might lead to a breakthrough. Well then, good luck and have fun.
The killer is you! I think I'd better take one more look back at the case from the beginning. Last night, the killer went to the room Sayaka was in. In other words, my room. From what we can tell, Sayaka invited that person there intending to kill them. She attacked them with the knife she'd taken from the kitchen earlier. But then something happened that she wasn't prepared for. They grabbed the fake sword I put in my room and fought back. During the struggle, a strike from the sword broke Sayaka's right wrist. And that's when she lost her grip on the kitchen knife. Finding herself cornered, Sayaka panicked and ran into the bathroom. The killer went after her, but couldn't get the bathroom door open. What they didn't know was that my bathroom door got stuck easily, and there was a trick to opening it. Sayaka knew about that because I told her, but of course the killer had no way of knowing. So instead, the killer forced the door open, took the kitchen knife, and stabbed Sayaka. But with what strength she had remaining, Sayaka left a dying message. To keep the killer from noticing, she wrote it on the wall behind her. And with that, all her strength was gone. With Sayaka dead, the killer quickly began destroying the evidence. First, they took off their shirt, which was covered in their victim's blood. Then they took the lint roller in my room and cleaned up the entire area. They wanted to make sure they got rid of any trace they'd ever been there. Afterwards, the killer headed to the trash room to destroy their bloody shirt. They tried to burn the shirt using the incinerator there. But the trash room was blocked off by an especially sturdy gate, preventing access to the incinerator. So they came up with a plan to use Hiro's crystal ball, which he'd left in the laundry room. The killer managed to throw the ball through the gap in the gate and hit the incinerator switch. For any normal person, that'd be an impossible throw. But the killer had the confidence to take a shot. And that's because the killer was the ultimate baseball star. The crystal ball, thrown with absolute precision, hit the switch on the incinerator, which then quickly roared to life. Having destroyed the final piece of evidence, they left the area with, I imagine, a sigh of relief. But there was one thing they missed. Part of the shirt they'd thrown into the fire burnt away and fell out of the incinerator. The killer didn't notice this, and so left behind a piece of indisputable evidence. Isn't that right, Leon? It would appear that Hiro simply forgot his crystal ball in the laundry room. You went there to try and wash the blood out of your shirt, And that's where you saw it, right? Seeing the ball, you thought of a way to take care of everything.
So, Leon, do you object to anything that's been said?
Do I object? Hell yes, I object. Of course I do. I object, I object, I object. I mean, all of this is just a bunch of stupid theories. You need evidence. Where's the evidence? Without evidence, it's all bullshit. It's bullshit and I refuse to acknowledge it.
Well then, I guess this is as good a time as any to present the evidence that proves you did it. Makoto, I believe you're in possession of that evidence.
Great, a rhythm game.
When the killer removed the screws from the doorknob, they didn't use anything from your room to do it. Instead, they must have used something that belonged to them.
I refuse to acknowledge you. You're stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Stupid, 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 stupid. Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance. It wasn't me. Stupid. You lie. Shut up! You kidding me? Not a chance. You lie! Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance. It wasn't me. Stupid! You lie! Shut up! You kidding me? Not a chance.
Is this... I refuse to give up yet.
Okay, I'm confused here. So the match. So it's A and Y.
Screws from the instead.
I refuse to acknowledge.
I misunderstood. I thought it was A and then mash Y. But no, it's A, Y, A, Y, A, Y.
Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance. It wasn't me. Stupid. You lie. Shut up. You kidding me? Not a chance. You lie. Where's your proof?
This should prove it.
Okay, I figured it out. I see. It's A, Y,
The
A, Y,
screws on
A,
the
Y.
bathroom
Okay.
doorknob were removed. I wonder what kind of tool the killer used to remove them.
I mean, it had to be a screwdriver, right?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure the toolkits we got each had one inside.
And that must be what he used. There aren't any other tools anywhere.
But the toolkit in my room had clearly never been used.
That's because the culprit didn't know it was your room. They thought they were in Sayaka's room.
Only the boys got toolkits, so the killer naturally assumed there wouldn't be one in there.
Okay, then whose toolkit did the killer use?
Stupid, stupid, stupid!
It had to be their very own toolkit.
Stupid, 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 stupid!
Leon, would you mind showing us your toolkit? If I'm right about this, then the screwdriver will show some evidence of being used.
Stupid, stupid, stupid!
Huh? And if you say you used it for something else, you'll have to explain exactly when, where, and why.
And let me say this right now. I lost it isn't an excuse at this point.
Stupid. Stupid.
So, you have no rebuttal?
Then it would seem we are finished here.
Could have done better. We're good.
Looks like you've reached your verdict. Then are we ready to cast our votes? You all have a lever in front of you. Use it to make your selection. Oh, just to remind you all, make triple sure you vote for someone. You wouldn't want to be punished for something so minor, right? Okay, then let's get excited! Who will be chosen as the Blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Monokuma vote. God, that was quiet. I know I had the game sound down, but that was quiet.
Yahoo!
Huh? Hey, hold on.
Hold on a second. Leon. Leon, did you really kill Sayaka? I don't believe it.
Son of a bitch.
What the hell is wrong with you?
I didn't have a choice.
Just kill her, be killed.
That's why...
I killed her first.
None of you are any different!
One wrong step and you would be standing here. It's a complete chance that I wound up like
I was
this.
just... unlucky. That's all. Hey! Come on!
You expect me just to accept my death? Training becomes clear. The dream made was right after all. And I think about that. Honestly, I've roughly been wrong. Because what we came up with really is the truth. And that truth is that Sayako's trying to frame me. But even if that's true, I can't say she was wrong. After all, the mastermind. So because of that video. If you can handle what I saw in there, it was, if I was her, that video actually had something to do with me, I can't even imagine. Now we're trapped here with no way out. They're probably waiting for me.
Why?
I can't afford to be stuck in here. Well, one thing that was more important to her than anything else, her dreams, her friends. Has to see something like that happen to them. And Sayaka. I'd do whatever it took to reach that dream. I mean it, even some things that weren't so pleasant. That's why Sayaka, for the friends... That's why Sayaka, for the friends that meant so much to her, that's why she betrayed me. When she said...
No matter what happens, please always be there for me. I need you on my side.
She was lying to me from the very beginning. She was using me. Why would she talk to me in the first place? Guess I'll never know. There's nothing I can do to ask her what she was thinking. Once you're dead, that's that. Boy, howdy, the entertainment industry must sure be terrifying, huh? I mean, try and kill someone just because of those relationships? She seems nice and lovely on the outside, but inside she descended into pure madness. What did you say? I understand. Really, I do. Yep. You're in despair thanks to Sayaka's betrayal, right? Compassion, intimacy, love, the strong... I didn't mean to press A. Stop screaming at this. It's all your fault. Sayaka being forced to do something like that. All of it. Everything. It's all your fault. Some of your friends say I lunged at Monokuma, but...
That's enough.
As angry as I was, Kyoko lanced out of my arm with a hesitation. Grip was like iron, strong enough that I wouldn't leave a bruise. If you want to make her enemies pay for what they've done, you need to let it go for now. Damn it! That was a close one. I thought for sure you were going to give me a good walloping. Just barely avoided punishment, you did.
Yes, indeed.
Now that since you so magnificently revealed the idea of the killer during the last trial, the blackened Leon Kawada will receive his punishment.
Punishment? You mean execution? Wait a second!
I didn't have a choice. I had to kill her.
Yeah, that's it.
I was just protecting myself in the heat of the moment. It was self-defense.
Is that okay?
How exactly was it self-defense? When you forced your way into the bathroom, did you or did you not use your very own toolkit? After she showed herself in the bathroom, you went out and ready to head back to your own room. They came all the way back, broke into the bathroom, and killed her. Am I wrong?
Do you understand?
You had any other chance to stop what you were doing, but you chose not to. Was it not because you had unclouded intent to commit murder?
So, that's
No,
why...
that's not... Stop it. I've had enough of this.
Oh.
Or are you sure you were closer to her than anyone when you're not? Kill your precious Sayaka. Do you understand? Can't say Leon is solely to blame. Of course, I don't plan on blaming Sayaka either. Because the one to blame is him. Eh? If it weren't for you, this would have never happened to Sayaka or Leon. Shouldn't be fighting each other. You're fighting against the one who put us in this situation, the mastermind.
Unbelievable.
Uh-oh, did you awaken to your sense of justice? What just happens if there's nothing more unethical than an unwavering sense of justice? After all, it's people with that sort of mentality that perpetuate war all over the world. The kind of justice that's awakened within you. Just shut up. Okay, well anyway, more importantly, let's hurry up and get to what everyone's been waiting for. The punishment.
I'm begging you, please, don't do this!
Hey, come on now.
No, we're begging. No more excuses. You must pay the penalty for breaking the rules. Society demands it.
Stop, please!
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
For Leon Kawada, the ultimate baseball star.
No!
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
No!
I don't know why it's so quiet. I know I turned down music and cinematic. I didn't think it was this quiet. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, that's a pitching machine. I have no idea why that was so quiet. I thought I turned down... didn't think I turned it down that low. What we saw, that was the true face of despair. If we can't call it that, what else could we call it?
Extreme!
Man, I turned this puppet out of control. I'm actually gonna quickly turn, presumably, cinematics back up. Well, what's going on? Can't take this anymore. Do I have to really keep doing this? I just can't take it.
Well?
Hey, if you don't like it. All you do is try to cut all ties to the outside world except living here forever. It's only if every single one of you can get on board with that.
Damn you!
Man, fuck you. Why the fuck are you doing all this evil shit to us? If you think it sounds like I'm some dark, awful secret society type of guy. Or in this case, dark, awful secret society type of bear. So why are you putting in an upstanding citizen like me through such a grueling ordeal? I think you're trying to use common sense to make sense of something that doesn't make sense. It's like trying to put a mile on a scale. I just don't think it's possible. Yeah, I don't think like what you're saying and what I'm saying quite fit together. Shit. I don't know who you are, but I'm gonna pound your ass on the ground. You must really hate me to get so angry, huh? If you do that, you're barking way up the wrong tree. What happened because more than one of you decided you wanted to get out, right? No matter how much time passes, you can't cut free of your regrets from the outside world. You were to blame. Of course you can't cut free of the outside world being trapped in this insane place. You're trapped, are you? Well, I'm sure once you all learn the mysteries of the school, your thinking will change for sure. Think, boy, it's so wonderful how we all get to live here forever.
What does this mean?
What are you trying to say? There's some deeper meaning hidden in there. Just like before.
Chills! Kills!
Blackest punishment, that's what everyone's waiting for after all.
Hey.
Say everyone, who exactly referring to? I said everything I've got to say. You say something for the fun for later. Just like that he was going. Thus they're overwhelmed by a nightmare turned reality. I'm gonna turn it down some more, only because it's weirdly inconsistent. Two ticks. I'll turn it down on my end because it's very loud for me. I don't know how loud it is for you guys, but it's very loud for me. And after his gone, we stood there forever, unable to move. Actually, no, it wasn't that long, I think. Everyone just lost their sense of time. We were all too scared. Scared of being alone. Yeah, I think I'll leave it up a little bit, like one more tick. I know I keep pausing it, but I'll leave it up one more tick and just turn it down on my end because it seems very loud for me. I hope it's not too loud in the recording. Hopefully it's not. Hopefully it's not. I can actually probably quickly check. Give me 1 second. Alright, I'm hoping it's a little bit better. No promises though, I fiddle with a little settings, so hopefully it's a little bit better and you can hear the game and me at a reasonable volume. The women tried to speak. Their faces were stone, their voices dead. It was in that moment.
Just a second.
Makoto, can I talk to you for a second? Drew the closer, whisper in my ear.
Makoto.
Before we head back, there's something I want to talk to you about. It's about Sayaka, isn't it? Surprised you figured it out.
Listen.
Actually, before the crash trial started, you had to figure out the mystery of this case for years. Yourself, you remember to realize how Sayaka betrayed me and by myself, didn't you? Thought never even crossed me, and I feel like such a fool becoming such an easy target like that.
True.
Sayaka meant to double cross you. That's a fact that you can never change. Even until the very end, she wasn't sure of her decision. That's why, actually dying, she was thinking of you. She was thinking of me? You can't just say something like that. There's no way you can know that. Only Sayaka would know for sure, and we can't ask her now.
Clever.
If you can't ask her, you infer it, don't you think? Her final thought is how she could protect you. What?
So...
She used her last ounce of energy to leave her dying message proves it. If she didn't care about what happened to you, she never would have left that message. Maybe she just wanted to get back at the person who had killed her. Certainly one possibility, but I don't think that's what it was.
Anyway.
She was uncertain. So ensure she killed someone to deceive you. Which is why her plan failed. Session attracted failure. It's almost ironic when you think about it. Why are you telling me all this? Because you're the kind of person who can overcome this. Because you can move past the deaths of your friends, Sayaka and Leon, and keep moving forward. Without someone like that, you would never be able to break free of such a desperate situation. Oh, this is better. Move past their deaths? I could never do that. Hopefully it doesn't disrupt it. Okay, good. No. I'm going to carry them with me the rest of my life. How could I possibly move past something like that? Leon, Sayaka, I'll carry them with me forever. I'll carry their memories with me wherever I go. So instead of forgetting them, you're choosing the hard road. I have high expectations for you. She said that. As she said that, she revealed the smallest smile.
Hey.
By the way, I have to admit, I'm curious. How did you know I wanted to talk to you about Sayaka? Oh, well. I'm psychic.
What?
Huh? Kidding. I just have pretty good intuition. I think that's where we'll end it. 12 students remain. You see the despair bat present. One is the loneliest number. Finish chapter 1. I think with that, we'll end off the video there. This is a longer one, 2 hours long. I apologize for the length. If you sit through this entire thing, first of all, thank you for watching. I appreciate you coming out. I do not expect this. I know this game is going to be long. I might try and keep videos around this length for this series, but obviously no promises on making that consistent. I'm going to try my best. But that being said, thanks for watching. If you guys did enjoy this, be sure to like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And yeah, I'll see you guys next video or live stream that I make. Have everybody stay safe. And again, I'm apologizing for the audio-based issues there during the cutscenes. I thought it was going to be... I didn't realize they were weirdly tied up. I don't know why it was so quiet. But here's hoping that this audio is a little bit better. We start up Doom 2 Classic tomorrow. And then on Monday, if I remember correctly, depending on what days of the week everything is... On Monday, we will have our normal, just a normal random upload. I'm not 100% sure on it yet. April 1st, normal upload. I don't plan on doing anything for April Fools this year. I know I did ASMR a couple years ago, and last year I didn't do anything. I'm not going to do something every year. It'll just be something kind of fun. Probably just like playing a game that I don't normally play or something like that, but I never usually do anything super special anymore. It's because I think it's kind of a stupid day. Gears of War starts up on April 2nd. Then April 3rd, we'll be covering the new Zombies map, Shattered Veil. And obviously, depending on if I'm available that day, I might be streaming on the 2nd. If not, whatever day of the week I'm free. But yeah, I'll see you guys if we or live stream with Simic. Have everybody stay safe.